My man.
What's going on, brother?
Look at you, brother. How are ya?
Good, I'm good. I'm good.
Where are you?
New York.
Ooh, love it. Hey, bro. I've been everywhere. I never been there.
Where are you right now?
I'm currently in Bali. Bali,
Uh,
Indonesia.
yeah, I've been there before. Beautiful. I love it out there.
When have you been there? Here.
About 3 years ago.
Oh, nice. Bro, it's crazy. The Bali is developing so fast that it's like, it's crazy. People are saying 10 years ago here was nothing. Now here is like a lot of things going on. Even in Corona.
Hell yeah. Yeah, social distancing in Bali.
I don't know, man. Not really. Not
Okay.
really. And we didn't even get affected. I literally don't know nobody. Basically, I don't know nobody in all the planet that would have Corona. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy stuff. Hey, brother, what do you actually do?
So I'm a financial advisor, but we got the podcast Earn Your Leisure, so that's what people know me for mostly now, which is a financial literacy platform. So yeah, that's what we spend most of our time doing now. Give entrepreneurs, investors a platform to educate people on financial literacy. That's what we spend most of our time doing right now. Yeah.
Is that something to do with credit and stuff? Given that you're from USA.
Yes, credit, investing, real estate, stocks, everything
Nice,
business,
great stuff.
all business related. Appreciate it.
Lovely, my friend. How old are you?
34.
Nice, nice. Every year it gets better, huh?
Hopefully, God willing. That's the goal. That's the game plan.
For me, before, like when I was like 24, 25, 26, 27, in those years, I was like, bro, I was rushing into everything. I was, constantly being nervous of not being fast enough or whatever. And, because I think that we all like, yeah, whatever status you put in your mind has to be by 30. That's it. And me and my boys, it was always like retirement and stuff like that, right? At that point, I didn't realize that if you're really doing what you like to do, love to do, then you want to keep on doing it. You don't want to retire. It doesn't matter how much money you make, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And now that I'm 30 now, and bro, I love it. I love it. I really would not change it for no earlier years. It gets better by the year.
Where are you from originally?
Slovenia.
Slovenia. I knew somebody from Slovenia before. Yeah, Slovenia.
Yeah, we're all over the place, bro. These people travel everywhere.
So how long you in Bali?
Almost 3 years now. 2.5 actually. 2.5.
Yeah.
Bro, I came here for vacation. 14 days.
Never left?
Never left. Never actually left.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, it's crazy. I went to Asia for 30 days with me and my friend 3 years ago, and we didn't have any itinerary, nothing. We just figured out as we go. Went to Thailand, went to Indonesia, Bali, went to Singapore, Hong Kong, and the Philippines. And it's crazy, man. The whole environment out there, I don't blame you for not leaving. The whole culture, the whole environment, everything out there, it's a whole different lifestyle out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a proper vibe. What I'm always saying is like, I don't know if you notice it, given that you've been on vacation. I didn't notice it immediately, but like, once you settle down a little bit, because I just recently, bro, like a few months ago, I actually decided I'm gonna live here. Before I was just extending, Now I'm like, okay, this is home, And like, let's say in Slovenia, like my girlfriend at the time, my ex right now, she went back to Slovenia 2 times, right? Because we came here together. And both of the times she went home, and bro, she was crying. She was calling me and crying. She was like, Luca, the environment here is so depressing. People don't understand nothing. This is just, suffocating. And at that time I also didn't comprehend. But now that I noticed that here, when you wake up in the morning and you have that, bro, you're full of energy. You want to do something. Everything is positive. You're starting from at least ground zero, versus when I was in Slovenia, bro. Every morning when I would wake up in the beautiful penthouse, with the nicest car. You know what I mean? But I would still be like, I think, in the freaking basement in terms of, the feeling and the overall environmental pressure. Everybody's so negative. Everybody's looking at you sideways. Versus here, people are looking at you and you think that they're looking at you because, they want to say something nasty or whatever. But But then you look at them and they go smiling and everybody's happy. I'm running, bro. People are cheering.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that, because it's like, I try to travel as much as I can and talk to people from all over the world as much as I can, because it's like a lot of times in America, we have a perspective of just only where our neighborhood or where we're at in America, but the world is vast, the world is big. And I tell people that all the time. And it's like, sometimes you got to change your perspective and you got to meet other people from different cultures and travel all over the world. And it'll change your life. It'll change your energy, your frequency. Cause it's like even I was just saying, I think I'm gonna leave New York for about a month, because it's like you get bogged down. Like, your day-to-day routine is difficult, and it's like, it becomes depressing. So sometimes you need inspiration and motivation. And it's like a lot of these countries, especially like I said, in Asia, when I was in Bali, when I was in Singapore, people are so nice. The food tastes different. The food tastes different.
Yes, yes,
it's just good.
yes.
Like, no, it's just like, it's a whole different lifestyle.
It's very different, because like Ibiza also should have this type of spiritual vibe and great energy. But I don't know, maybe it was just me. But they're never, when I would be going there every year, but it wasn't the same here. Like, people party here a lot, just like in Ibiza. You have a beach club every 100 meters, right? But I just was never drawn to party here. I lived with the GM of Omnia, bro. You know, the big Hakkasan group, the Omnia Beach Club. Man, like, I would be going there every weekend just because my people was there, but I would not be drinking a drop of alcohol, bro, for a year. Every weekend there, nothing. You know, like, you can be seriously focused here, and the distractions are not distracting you, but motivating you. I figured this out with a lot of people, bro. It's not just coming from me, you know.
No, it's a
And
fact. Like I said, it happened. I saw it firsthand. That's the reason why I went to Asia for a month, and just to get away. And the next big trip I'm taking like that is Africa. We're gonna go to
ooh,
Africa. We got a big situation planned for Africa, but we gotta travel. And a lot of times it's like, you think you have an idea of how the world works, but the world is different from different people. And it's like, you get trapped in thinking a certain way, but
yeah.
it'll help you in business too. It'll help you in business, because you'll start to see things differently the more you get outside and the more you travel.
And it's like, you gotta change environments, man. Like, I was even here, like, I'm much time in my house, and because I'm just like back to back meetings for my company, and I love it. It's amazing. It's the most inspiring thing to be doing. But um, like, I still, when I move out of here and I just go somewhere to grab a coffee or for dinner or whatever, man, it's like, it's new ideas, different perspective, different emotions. Imagine changing the whole freaking country, or the culture. Let's say US to fucking Asia. It's like completely different.
You got a whole crew of people working back there, man. You got a whole compound. So you got like 5 men. You got the pool in the
Oh, it's
background.
two, it's
You living
two.
a good life.
It's just two.
Living a good life out there.
It's just two. Yeah, yeah.
Living a good life out there, man. I can see.
You gotta keep it
Why not?
nice and clean, bro, so you feel good at all times. Hey, number one job for me in life is to feel good, my friend.
Number one.
When you feel good, everything else falls in place. If you feel like shit, be mindful, bro. You're gonna see all of the few stuffs around you. Just gonna be like, you get a bad news, you get this, you get that. It all depends on the mindset and the vibe, right?
That's a fact.
Hey, my
agree.
man, how long have you been in business right now? Like, in general, doing business in life?
11 years.
Wow, what have you been doing before?
A financial advisor. That's what I was doing the whole time.
All the time.
So this
Okay.
podcast, the whole time. He was doing a financial advising thing since, for 11 years now. So I still do that. But social media. We just started with the social media thing like pretty recently. I started with social media a few years ago, and then Earn Your Leisure started last year. So, but up until that, I was always in business, always, forever.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, right?
It's a lifestyle. It's a fact.
A lot of time, and even I was saying before, I didn't get it before. I was always thinking, okay, quick money, big money, retire. enjoy life. And I was like, bro, but isn't, you know, like, and isn't the biggest enjoyment when you accomplish something, when you are like the more the biggest rush of I think it's endorphin, or what's the name, is not by getting it, but by anticipating it, not by getting it, but by working towards it.
Yeah, that's a
You
fact.
know,
Let me ask you this: how many languages do you speak?
I speak just Slovenian, Croatian, and English.
Three, but just three. But it's great because I always ask people, no matter where they're from, whether they're from Europe, South America, Africa, Asia, everybody all over the world speaks at least two languages, mostly three or four languages. But in America, we only speak one language. So that's another thing too. When you learn a different language, it triggers something in your brain. That's why they always say, like, one of the best things to do is to learn a different language, because when you learn when you start learning different languages, you start to think differently as well, and that broadens your horizon. Not enough Americans know enough languages. Like, we only know one language, and a lot of us, even myself included, we haven't even mastered English. Like, we don't really know English. Like, I don't really know English that well. You know? So it's like, that's another handicap that we have as Americans, and I encourage anybody to try to learn another language, because it'll definitely help you. And when you start to travel outside of the world, it's pretty common that everybody knows at least 2 to 3 languages.
Yeah, true. What would you say is the number one thing that made you successful?
I mean, success is, I don't even know how to measure success, because I feel like, we still work. It's never, the game is never over, but consistency. I think that's the hardest part, and that's something that is not, a lot of people are not willing to be consistent. It's like, when you start out to do something, it's like, okay, anybody can do something one day or a week or a month, but to do something for a year, 18 months, 5 years, every single day for 5 years, that's a different level of commitment. And I think that's something that separates successful people, quote unquote successful people, from a lot of other people. Is that they might not be the most talented, they might not be, the most skilled, but their level of consistency is far greater than most people.
Yeah, funny that you say this. You know what I do? Forex trading, currency trading.
Okay.
And I have a company. I take in semi-professional and professional traders. I take them to the next level, so they are ready to trade, larger capital. And then we give them $100,000, and we fund traders and incubate them, give them this money, and just manage them inside our fund. The consistency is the number one thing. If you're only doing one thing right, but if you are really doing it every day, on repeat, 10 times a day in, day out, success is inevitable.
So let me ask you this, because Forex is something that we haven't covered yet. Everybody keeps asking us about Forex. A lot of people say Forex is a scam. Some people say Forex is,
of course, it's a scam. Of course,
not enough money. It's a scam. What's your thoughts? How do you answer that?
It's a total scam, bro. Just like everything else. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna make money. If you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna make money. How would it be a scam? I don't get it. Like, they're probably saying this because, I don't know, people charge for courses and then they're not good or something like that. You know how it goes. Is trading stocks a scam? You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
It's a currency. I know that
I
you do. Yeah.
It's like Forex is not something that's new. It's been around for a long time.
It's currency trading. God damn it. That's all but the banks are doing. Real estate, land, and currency trading. Trading dollars for gold, trading dollars for euros, sending money across the, what do you think happens when you send money from USA in dollars to somebody in Europe, and he gets euros? Somebody needs to exchange that money, and that is the whole, market. This is literally the biggest market on the planet. It all comes down to, in Forex more than in anything, and in stocks probably the same, you really discover yourself. You discover all that you're doing right in your life and all that you're doing wrong. Like consistency, man, does it serve you only in business? It serves you throughout everything that you do, in relationships, in hobbies, in whatever it is, man. You know what I mean? So in trading or in business, you learn this. You learn this the hard way, and you really need to use it to be successful. And then it's all these other small parameters, like feeling good while you're doing something, Because you know how it is. Your brain is going to show you a different picture if you're inspired and happy, or if you're down and a little depressed. You can be looking at the same thing, but it's different. So now you're looking at the markets. You're determining if it's going up or down. If you're feeling good, the picture is going to be different than if you're feeling bad. And all these little tips and tricks that basically from complicating, you go down to trusting you and your feeling. That's what's most important. And I feel that it's the same in business, right? Everybody's saying, stick to the basics, sticks to the basics. Keep it super simple. Whenever there is some bigger goal to be achieved, then everybody thinks that they need to be smarter than everybody else, and they need to figure out some holy grail or whatever. But it's not. The holy grail is the basics. But nobody's doing them because they're so basic.
That's a fact.
Nobody.
The easy stuff is too easy.
If you would look at Elon Musk's podcasts and stuff, I mean, like he pulled the biggest marketing stunt in the history. But what did he do, bro? Did he had to do some special ads, or like I don't know, buy a PDF to learn how to advertise on YouTube? Man, bro, he just revealed his car and broke his fucking window.
The bulletproof truck that when he broke the window when he threw the rock, he threw the ball at it and broke the window. That was crazy.
Now everybody goes like, fuck, this is total shit, this is total shit, this is total shit. And then he goes, okay, for $200, you can pre-order it. Everybody orders. He gets the money so he can build a rocket.
Headed to Mars.
Crazy stuff. He's doing it today, actually, right?
What? The rocket?
I think today is the liftoff, man.
Is it?
I think so. I saw some posts. I was not sure. I didn't dive into it, but I think so. Yeah, he was on TV and the guys were sitting in the cockpit. So I think it is.
Shout out to Elon Musk, man. Oh, somebody said that they delayed it. Bad weather. They had to delay it. Saturday.
Yeah. It was a bad vibe. Nice. I love it.
Bad vibes.
I love it. But bro, look, if you listen to him, these guys are doing very simple things. Like the biggest stock investors and stuff like this, what are they doing? They're using the power of compound. But people are not consistent enough to be able to ever experience the power of compound. Now 10 people is listening to the podcast. In 5 months, 60 people is listening to the podcast. In 1 year, 600 people is listening to podcasts. But when 600 people tell one people that this podcast was nice, now you have 1,200 and multiply that, you're already at 5,000 just like that. But they don't keep up the consistency because, you have to have a vision, right?
That's a fact. Nah, what you said, that's really important. Compound, we talk about compound interest a lot, but compound interest on everything in life. Like you said, I mean, we started 1,000 listeners, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. So it's like, it adds up.
Exponential growth.
Yeah, next year, it only, God willing, it only gets bigger. But
of course,
compound interest only works if you stay in it. You got to stay in the game.
And the big thing that I discovered here is once you change something, you're back at the beginning. If you're doing one thing, and if you're doing, let's say you're posting videos, just whatever, you're posting videos. Before they're going to gain traction, it's going to take some time. But if in 3 months you say, hey, this is not working, I'll change it to pictures. Guess what? You're not 3 months in. You're at ground zero right now. So now better be prepared for these 3 months and not quit again at 3 months, because 3 months is just going to be the starting point, and then, continue with your consistency. But people keep on doing the new thing. It doesn't work. The new thing, it doesn't work. Just while they would be able to start seeing some good result, they start slacking off or changing things. People think that novelty is what gives the most endorphin in your brain. And that's whenever you feel a little bit down, you want to do something new.
I agree.
Hey, what would you say, talking smart here, what would be the advice for an up-and-coming businessman? Yes, smile on the face.
Up and coming, the first thing you got to do is to see how you can provide a service. That's my thing. I think, like, too many people getting into business to make money, and not enough people are getting in business to actually provide a service and to help, right? Because I feel like if you're doing something just to make money, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to quit because you're not passionate about it. So, like, for us, before we even made any money, we enjoy what we're doing. We're passionate about what we do. So, of course, it's a business, but before the business, we enjoy what we do. We're passionate about it. So I feel like any business can be successful if there's passion, but it's hard to be passionate about something that you don't care about at all. And we did that before. Like we started a bunch of businesses that failed because we didn't care about it. Like we started an app for DJs that didn't work out. We started a fashion blog years ago that didn't work out. These are all businesses that we was just doing just to make quick money. But now what we have is working because this is something that we actually care about. We have fun doing it and we're passionate about it. So the first thing is to find your passion. I think find your passion. And then the second thing would be to become organized, set goals, and run it like a system. Run a system. Like I feel like a lot of businesses,
you're speaking my language, bro.
yeah, they just winging it. Too many people are just winging it. And it's like, if you don't have a business plan, you don't have a business. So if you really want to be serious about your business, you got to treat it like a business, have systems in place, have a business plan in place, go over goal. Even if you do meetings with yourself, like I do weekly meetings with myself. Like before we had Earn Your Leisure, I was doing meetings with myself every Sunday, evaluating. Love it. Where like if I was like, you know how like you have like a boss and like you gotta like be in a board
report.
I was doing that with myself. I was doing that with myself every Sunday night. Like, where did we do this week? What are we gonna do next week? What numbers did we hit? Like, it was just me. The whole business was me. That's it. So that's how you gotta run it, man.
I mean, you packed it all up. Feel good, because then when you feel good, you know, everything else falls in place, right? Everything goes out from the good feeling. Good vibe attracts more reasons for the good vibe. So guess what? It's like just success. And then following the plan, because not always, it's what I'm telling to my guys the same. I give them the 1, 2, 3, 4 buy. That's how it goes. You know, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, buy, finish, go step out of the charts. And then people go like, wow, I used to spend 5 hours scrolling through this freaking currency pairs and just like, I don't know, like Netflix and chill on the charts. I'm like, bro, this is a business. It's like, if you have a business and you're reviewing your books, you know, like your numbers for the month, like profit and loss and stuff, do you do it every day and just sit on the couch and do that stuff? No, man, you know, because every day you'd see a different picture. It wouldn't be a sample size. It would destroy more than you would that you would build, right? So it's like you have to have a clear plan and follow it. So if you feel a little left or feel a little right, you're still on point.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
So good.
Yeah.
What would you then say to a successful businessman?
Keep going. Act like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody that and that's a good thing with the podcast too. It's a great networking tool. So everybody that we interviewed, or everybody that I've met that's quote unquote successful, they don't feel like they're successful. Like they still feel like somebody else is coming and their spot is at jeopardy, or they haven't really fully accomplished what they want yet. And it's like, even if you look at sports, like you look at Michael Jordan, he never stopped working. So don't stop working. I think a lot of times people reach a little bit of success and they get comfortable and then they stop working. And it's like, you can never stop. You can't. I always tell people all the time, when you get a spark of fire, you got to throw gasoline on it. That's when you got to actually start working harder. That's when you got to start working harder. So just keep the same routine that got you there. It's like a fighter. It's like boxing. Like, if you could train your whole life to become a heavyweight champ. Like, it might take you 10 years of training to get to that point where you're a heavyweight champ. Now, you woke up at 5 o'clock, you didn't drink, you didn't smoke, you was running, you was lifting weights, you was doing all that stuff. And then you finally win the championship, and then you start to eat McDonald's every day, and now you're chilling. It's like, you're going to keep doing the same thing that got you to that point. If you switch your routine now, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get knocked out. So it's the same thing with business. You got to keep going.
Hey, you are what you repeatedly do. So what you are doing is, you know, is giving you this some type of result. So if you've been doing, let's say, this much to get to here, this much is needed. No, this was not for the push and maintain takes less. No, maintaining takes exactly the same. So you're going to have to do this much. People think, when I get there, I'm going to have employees, I'm going to work less and blah, 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 blah. It's not true. You can work faster. You can work smarter. You work more efficient. you employ more people so you can do more stuff at the same time, so you can go to the next level, but you have to keep on doing what you've been doing to get there. I have this Elevate 32 challenge, man, and it's like, it's a serious thing that you need to be doing every day, and you commit to it. So you develop that, deplete the procrastination muscle, and develop that determination muscle. So whenever you think of something and say, hey, I'm gonna do it, I don't know, tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up at 6, you know that feeling, sometimes you need to do something and it's like, oh my God, I don't feel like doing it, right? And then you have to consciously be stronger than you're feeling. But with this mindset challenge, the goal is in 30 days, you develop this feeling that is now like excitement to do it. The hard thing. Because your mind starts connecting, hey, I did the hard thing and it made me feel good. Hey, I did the hard thing, it made me feel good. But it never happens in real life because people are not consistent. They do something for 3 days, it makes them feel good. 4th day, they fuck it up, and then they go like, this feels like shit. It wasn't working anyway. No, it was working.
And
did
the
you
crazy
forget?
thing about it is they say it takes 60 days to start a habit, good or
Boom.
bad. So it doesn't
Boom.
really take too long. Like if you do something consistently for 2 months, scientifically proven that becomes your habit, that becomes part of your routine. So if you consistently get up at 5 o'clock every single morning, even if you're not a morning person, by the second month in, you'll feel like regular, and that's
you want to do it. You want to do it. If you don't do it, you're gonna feel bad.
You gotta do it every day for 60 days. You gotta do it every single day for 60 days. After that, it's a habit. So that's true. That's true with good things, and that's true with bad things. So you know, if you could train, you could train your mind to change. It's never too late to get rid of bad habits and to start something new.
Yeah. And one of my guys said, hey, you know, I'm going to change something. I'm going to go from 2 workouts just to 1 workout. And I say, okay, you know, but this is not Elevate 32. Then this is your type of Elevate. So my question is, because they come to me for performance, bro. You know what I mean? We don't bullshit around. You come here to get to the next level. You cannot make excuses. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what do you think why you want to change it? You know? And he goes like, I'm not trying to make excuses or be lazy, but I don't feel 2 workouts for me is going to be sustainable throughout my life. And I'm like, bro, you don't even know how you're going to think on the next level. That's how you think on this level. That's how you think today. When you're going to when you're going to start doing things that people on the next level do, you're going to become the person on the next level. But that person on the next level, it has now all these great new habits. So then you're going to be looking down and be like, man, I used to not do that. How is that even possible? You know what I mean? Because you don't think like that. You have to deliberately say, hey, I'm going to do something that I don't want to do today, because if I would be doing this today, I would already be thinking differently. You know what I mean?
You are your habits. That's a fact. And they say the average person reads like 1 book a year. The average CEO reads 52 books a year. It's been scientifically proven. The more you read, the more you adapt things, your brain enhances. So it's really not surprising, especially when you look at, you know, CEOs and stuff like that. They usually have a routine. They work out every day. They read a book a week. They're like real regiments. It's like the military. Like they actually
the military. I say this all the time, bro. I love you.
They run their life like they're in the military, and a lot of the vast majority of everybody else just wings it. Just wakes up, eats terrible, doesn't work out, doesn't educate themselves, and that's the unfortunate reality of life. That's just the reality of life. It's like if you have the discipline, you gotta have the discipline in order to actually be successful. And discipline is something that is extremely underrated. A lot of people do not have self-discipline. Like a lot of people do not have self-discipline. And if you don't have discipline, you're never going to be able to be successful on a very high level, because you just lack the willpower and the discipline to put it in place. And it's like, that's why a lot of people, unfortunately, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that, because most people lack the discipline and the self-determination to become an entrepreneur. So if you're working for somebody else, and this is no knock on anybody that's employed, but when you're working for somebody else, a system is in place for you. You have to get to work at a certain time.
Yeah.
You're told what to do. You do your task. Most people are comfortable with that because it's like going to school. You're told what to do. You have a list of things to do, and you do it. Now, when nobody's telling you what to do, you have no list of things to do. You have no guaranteed income coming in. Now you have to look yourself in the mirror, and you have to set those same rules that was set for you your entire life. Now you have to set them for yourself. The vast majority of people are not comfortable setting those rules for themselves. They need structure. The vast majority of people need structure. This is why people need to be in school. They need to be at work. They need to go to religious institutions because they need structure. Yeah. And they need a community feel. So it's less of a free thinker and it's more you're falling in line and it's repetition.
You can develop your own system, right? Or now in this new day and age, there's so many courses on everything. Whatever you want to do, there's a proper course, there's a mentor that's going to be like, pop, 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 and that's it. But we as people would rather hold our commitment to a third person than to ourselves. You get it? So like, let me ask you this, bro. So can you think of a car right now? Think of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah? Still thinking? Okay. So can you also see yourself thinking of a car?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So now there is not one Rashad, there is two Rashads. There is the thinker and there is this guy that can observe this thinker. So it's two of you. So now if you have your friend, let's say Luca, and we go like, hey, tomorrow, bro, we're going to this trip to Asia, meet you at the airport, 10 a.m. Super excited. We're going to elevate for the next 2 months. This is going to be the time of our life. 10 a.m., you're at the airport. Luca's not there. Hey, Luca's not answering. Luca sends you a message. Yo, bro, hey, I overslept. Let's go next week. How does it make you feel? Do you still trust me? Maybe. What happens next week when we reschedule? I again don't come. You call, I send you a message, blah, 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 blah. You still trust me? No. It's like lending me money. I don't return to you once. Maybe you trust me second time. The third time, you won't lend me the money again. You lose the trust in me because I didn't hold my word. But hey, man, isn't this what, you know, an average person does every day to himself and his commitments? Hey, I'm going to wake up early tomorrow. Boom. You know, I don't wake up. I don't trust myself anymore. You don't trust yourself anymore. You make another commitment. Your brain already doesn't give you the good feeling to pursue it because it says, hey, you know what? We are the type of person that anyways doesn't follow up on commitment. So why would we be using the energy to pursue it? At the end of the day, we're not going to do it. Because your brain always wants to do to save energy. So it's not gonna use it on something that's not productive or giving you the good feeling at the end of the day. So if people can make their their plan, they can follow it if they are their best friend, if they are following up on their commitment. And it's as little as, I don't know, I will have a burger after this call, and then a call jumps in. I don't get to eat my burger. It seems like nothing special, but bro, this is a broken promise. This is a broken commitment. This is something I said I'm going to do, but I didn't do to myself. But if I would promise to you, I would say to the call, hey, sorry, I have a meeting with Rashad. We're going to get a burger. I would be there on time. You know what I mean?
So everything in life is good and bad. So I just named the bad things about like being in a group. But the good things about being in a group is accountability. So you can actually reverse it. And that's the good thing about organized religion. That's the good thing about work. That's the good thing about school, right? Because everything is light and dark, right? It depends on how you look at it. So with being an entrepreneur, it's lonely. That's the downside to it. It's lonely when you have only yourself to rely on. So if you have an accountability partner, you always go further with a team. So now if you can find somebody or a group of people, so if you're working out, it's a lot harder to get up every single morning and work out by yourself. But if you make a commitment with somebody else, neither one of you want to let the other person down. So even if you don't want to get up, you know somebody else is at the track already waiting for you, or at least you think they are. So now you're going to go out of your way to not let that person down. So accountability partners are extremely, extremely important. And this is something that we talk about in our book club, EYL University members. Shout out to all of you guys, but in business as well, because I wanted to tell people that everything is a pro and con and everything. And you could take the best. You could take the best parts of community, because there are very good parts of community.
Yes.
That to me is the best part, when you're accountability and you're accountable to other people. That can work in your benefit, because now that's an extra push for you, because it's difficult to just be an island out there by yourself.
Yes, like that's why I did this Elevate 32 challenge. It's like a totally free thing. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just about, you know, shaping your mindset. It's something that shaped my mindset, because not always you're gonna find a proper tribe or a proper, you know, people around you, but you have to, you know, start somewhere, and everything and anything always starts with you. So how you feel, that's how you see the world. How you're able to keep commitments with yourself, that's how you're going to be able to keep commitments to you. And guess what? When you keep more commitments to yourself, people start being more committed to you. When they see...
And not to cut you off, but another thing is you attract who you are.
Of course.
So a lot of times, like I'll use relationships as an example. You got the guy who always complains about getting the superficial girl, or you got the girl who always complains about her boyfriend always cheats on her and her boyfriend treats her bad. You're attracting that.
Yes.
So what that is saying is that you need to do self-evaluation before looking at somebody else, like blaming somebody else for their faults. Look to see, what are you attracted to? So if you're a guy and every girl is superficial, you are a superficial person, because that's what you're attracted to. They're like, so, and I learned that firsthand, that a lot of times we blame other people for the energy that we're giving off. Like, I'm giving off an energy that's attracting somebody, and I'm blaming them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm blaming them for the energy I'm giving off. So instead of reflecting, looking at myself, changing myself, because once you change yourself, you'll be giving off a different energy. That energy will attract a new group of people. But if you keep giving off the same energy, you're going to keep getting the same results.
100%. Your thoughts create your emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. Energy in motion creates your vibe, your magnetizing field, that then puts in place, you know, the parallel reality that you basically want to see. It's not about what you're thinking about, it's what you're feeling. So that's why I said, you know, you can think of a car, but that's not the law of attraction. The law of attraction says you're thinking of the car and you feel like you already have it. And when you really feel it, that's when you manifest it. That's why I said the number one thing to do in life, the number one job is to feel good, then everything else falls in place, because it gives you more reasons to be feeling good. Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. Hey, look, how did we end up doing this, bro? It's all about the vibe. I didn't choose you. My assistant chose you. She's a new girl. She doesn't even know me. You know what I mean? She's 1 week with us. So how would she like now know who to choose? So she always chooses that type of people, whoever it is from my team, that we later on become friends and everything, because it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. Hey, bro, and more than ever here in Bali, bro, I travel the world. I've been traveling since I was 21 years old till 28. I came here. So what, 7 years non-stop. I couldn't stand Slovenia. Man, here, manifestation, boom, like that. You think of something, in 2 days you see it. No joke, man. No joke. What took months and I think it's all about because you're starting, you remember, starting from ground zero, you always feel content and in this Zen mode, not worrying, not being too excited, but just like chill, because it's very chill. Versus in America or Europe, when you start like way below and you're constantly feeling a little depressed, and that's why you keep on attracting more of the, you know, reasons to feel more depressed, and that's usually a negative experience.
The frequency in America is at an
Yeah.
all-time low right now, especially now. It's a low frequency, and I tell people that all the time. It's like sometimes you gotta get away. You gotta get out the country, because it's like if you feel uncomfortable in a certain situation, you're not forced to stay there. And I learned that, like I said, when I was traveling and I was meeting people from all over the world, and they was just, you know, you start to see things differently. And a lot of times coming from America, we feel America is the only place in the world to be. And it's not. It's really not. It's really not. And it's really not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to change and realize that the earth is big. The earth is big. Yeah. And, you know, it's like the more you connect with other people, the more you travel, the more you see things, it'll change your perspective for sure. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that.
And, bro, somebody said here, we can't right now. Yeah, bro, but that's an excuse. What can you do right now? You have to have that can-do attitude. You know, or you always check, hey, what can I do now? Yeah, I'm waiting for this guy to call me back. Okay, but what can I do meantime? You know what I mean? What can I do now? Now you cannot travel. You can build an online business. You cannot travel. You can read a book. You are not distracted. You can be focused. Blah, 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 bro. Ask me, I'll find 100 solutions for every single problem. Just like my mom can find 100 problems for every solution.
Nah, sometimes you could travel without traveling. Sometimes you travel without traveling too. You got to read books. Sometimes, like, you know, reading a book or watching a different TV show can change your perspective. Like me, I used to always love to watch the History Channel, because the History Channel used to put me in places like 1600s and 1800s, and I used to love that. Like when I was a little kid, I used to like get lost in history. Like history was my favorite topic always in school. So sometimes it's like you trapped in a physical place, but sometimes you're trapped in a mental place as well.
Of course.
Now with education as well. So it's like, you know, learning is like traveling. Like, you know what I mean? Like for me, every week with the podcast, I feel like I'm traveling, because I don't know any of this stuff that these people are talking about. And then I get to just wrap myself an hour into what they are explaining and how they breaking it down. So it's like change the music you're listening to, change the TV station, change the way you walk to work, take a different path or walk, or, you know, just do little stuff like that, ride a bike, little things like that. You don't necessarily have to go on a 30-day trip to Asia, but you can do little things to change how your brain is working. Because that's why they say you should always just take different paths to work, because it's like even something as simple as that, taking a different way to work, changes your brain pattern. Because after a while, if you do the same thing every single day, you're never going to make any change, because your brain is like this, like it's on a straight path where there's no interruption. Sometimes you have to interrupt your day-to-day pattern, and that could be in a variety of different things. So yeah, I encourage people now, man, with the internet, this cell phone is the most powerful invention in the history of the world. It's like in Egypt, you know, they burnt the libraries because they felt, the Greeks burnt the Egyptian libraries because they felt like they had too much knowledge. That was the largest library in the history of the world. They burnt the library on purpose because they felt like it was too much knowledge for the masses. Now, every information that's ever been recorded in the history of the world is on our cell. This is the most powerful library. Our cell phone is the most powerful library in the history of mankind, and we're using it for the wrong thing. We're using it to, you know, go on different websites and do nonsense and play video games and
whatever. Yeah, kill time.
We gotta appreciate, because what people don't understand is that communication and information was not always readily available to the masses. For the majority of mankind, like if we're in year 2020 right now, for almost 1900 years, history was limited to a select few people.
To get info, yeah.
For the majority of the history of the world, this where we at now, where information is readily available to everybody, is relatively new. Maybe like 100 years, 50 years. And if you think about it, we've had this world for thousands, millions of years. So we live in a special time right now. We live in an extremely special time that nobody should take for granted, and everybody should take advantage of, because no matter what kind of information you're looking for, It's readily available to you in the palm of your hand, and most of the time it's free. So
100%.
don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted.
But at the same time, you know, is the best way to get distracted. Just like you said, we just keep on surfing, just from one thing to another. That's where you have to focus and and just one thing, master it, repeat it every day, let it become a habit. When it's a solidified habit, you go to the next one. You cannot do 10 things at once. It's scientifically proven. Once you start multitasking, doing two things at once, thinking of something and doing something else, 40% less efficient. So we're basically killing ourselves and our own productivity by everything that we freaking do. Like, bro, I'm constantly hacking myself. Like you said, change the music you listen to. Everybody here on the island listens to this deep house all fucking night, bro. I'm like, what is going on? You know, I don't even go out, but like everywhere is just this music, and there is so many DJs coming. It's like Ibiza, you know. And I'm like, but bro, why are you listening to this music? What the fucking feeling does it give you? Yeah, nothing. And I'm like, so you're coming here to spend time for nothing, bro. If I put the music on, it better make me feel some type of way. I put it on so I feel better. You know what I mean? So that's why I listen to electronic dance music, because it has the exact bit rate per minute that makes you happy, bro. And then people are telling me, oh, this is commercial music. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do I care? It gives me a good feeling. I want to be in a good feeling. What are you doing? Getting down? Or what is the purpose? You know, people listen to music so they can cry. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Like, okay, do it once if it's really good, but then focus on something that's going to give you a good feeling. It's going to make you progress. And everything in life is super, super simple. We just complicate, and trying to be smarter than the easiest thing to do, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Good vibrations. Good vibrations only. That's a fact.
All about that. Hey, bro, what's the product that you're currently working on?
Nah, it's no product. No product. You know, we just, you know, we're a media outlet. So we just provide information to the public. And yeah, that's it, man. You know, that's really what we're working on, is just perfecting our craft, reaching more people. We got a stock market show that's really dope on YouTube every Monday. And then, yeah, we got our EYL University, which is a community that we have for people that want to learn online. But
what does it stand for, EYI?
Earn your leisure.
Ah,
Your
okay.
leisure. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
and why is this so special to you?
yeah, I mean, you know, me personally, I like to, I just love it. I love to connect with the people. I love to, you know, be able to share information and educate. Like, education is everything. Like, you know, I always, the thing with me is I always loved education. I just didn't like school.
Yes. Same
you know,
here, bro.
I didn't like
Drop
school.
out.
That's why we call it EYL University, because we started our own school. So now we get to learn
Lovely.
how we want to learn. We, you know, we don't have to learn in the same way that we was learning in the public school system. That's what I really hated. So now, you know, education comes in many different forms. So I love education. I love to learn. I love to know, to learn new things, and I love to share that with other people. It's exciting.
Love it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It gives you a whole nother vibe and satisfaction to be able to open eyes of somebody else. That's my passion. That's why I do what I do. Amazing stuff, man. Hey, so where can people get in?
Yeah, you can follow us at Earn Your Leisure. That's the Instagram on all social media platforms, Earn Your Leisure. And our website is earnyourleisure.com. And our university website is EYLUniversity.com. But yeah, all of the information is on the website for sure, man. And if you're still in Bali, man, I'm going to go back out to Bali. So we got to connect.
Please do, my friend. Please do. Please do. Please do. I'm gonna be here trading and elevating my guys, building my bank, bro. In 2025, I need to own a bank. That's where we're going.
That's it. I like that. That's the kind of talk I like. That's the kind of talk I like. So let's do it.
Exactly, bro. Look, my vision goes like as far as I wanna lower interest rates and taxes for the people, because I'm gonna be making so much money to the banks that now they're gonna have a better product. A better product is better credit. Better credit gives more. Takes less from the people and gives them more. If the banks have more money, the taxes can go down and shit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's the type of talks we have in our meetings.
I like it. I love it. I love it.
My man, hey, thank you for this. I'm extremely grateful. You're such a great guy. Please stay connected.
You too, bro. Appreciate it, man. Have a blast out there. Stay safe out there. And thanks for having me, man. Let's connect sometime.